Yeah. TGIF. Ya tenemos el tebo de Dopren y vamos a Derpren el tebot al Torrat. Ay, güey, estamos hablando al revés y todo. Apenas estamos empezando. Estamos prendidos del bote, lo que dije, Didopren del tebot. ¿Ok? Y vamos a prender el tebot, el bote. All right, so ya sabes. Y me voy a chingar toda una caja de este pedo. ¿Entiendes? Budweiser Zero para ponerme hasta el tronco a la noche. Budweiser Zero. You know what Budweiser Zero is, right, Happy?
What is it?
It's zero alcohol. No tiene nada de alcohol. Por eso me voy a poner hasta el tronco a la noche, carnal.
It's kind of like a sex toy. It's kind of like a sex toy with no batteries.
Yeah, I guess so.
It fills you up, but you don't get the buzz.
Pinches one-liners. Este otro tiene todos los one-liners. Cállate la boca, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special Friday Night Live edition with Happy the Entertainer is here with us. And I've been wanting to put this guy in my studio for a long time, man, because we go back a long ways. And boy, the evolution of his comedy and his show has just been remarkable to see from the very beginning to the very just recently and lately. You know, he's been all over the place, and we're going to talk to him. I want to remind everybody to make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Díganle a todos. Terminamos el viernes con chistes, virongas, y tú sabes, algo para alivianar la concha, para que sepan, ¿entienden la onda? So, make sure to subscribe, pégale a la campanita para que te haga notify cuando, wherever we get on live, ¿entiendes? Y también, make sure to share, dígale a todos, you know, copy the link, put it on your social media, pégale el little share button para mandarlo para tu Facebook, Snapchat, Google, wherever you're going to send it to, okay? And if you want to be a part of the hashtag PVT programming, you want us to promote your business or your product, 956-641-3241 is the number to call. We had over 1.3 million impressions as I was going through our analytics yesterday. So this channel is doing very well. We're being very productive, and we're putting a lot of work into it, folks. I don't think there's any other show that's on live 5 days a week this week, man. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And it takes a lot of work ethic, consistency. It takes a lot of perseverance, and it takes great guests like the one we're about to talk to in just a little bit, okay? Now, we got a contest going on, the Parker McAllen contest. We've got a brand new table, all right, that we're giving away, 10 chairs. So it'll be 2 chairs per couple, right? So that's 5 pairs of chairs. So that's what we're going to do. All you got to do is go to our social, well, not our social media, but go to our Cash App, put $5 and put PMT, Parker McAllen Table, all right? And then put your cell phone, because next Thursday we're going to pick 5 winners, and those 5 winners are going to be able to take a friend to the show on the 15th, which is a Saturday night, the McAllen Convention Center Concert Under the Stars, and it is going to be awesome. An exclusive hashtag PVT table full of PVT fans, and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to have some tickets for Duelo at the end of the month on the 29th, Intenso. And también se va a presentar Control, all right? And we've got a table right up front, so we might give away a couple of chairs from that so you can hang out with a hashtag PVT VIP table. Sústame one time. Órale. Cole Wetzel is on the same night at the Island. So Cole Wetzel has got an amazing show. He's one of the biggest up-and-comers and brightest stars in the Texas country and country industry. So you're going to want to check him out. We're going to have tickets for that. And we're also going to have tickets for Felipe Esparza in June. So we'll give you more details on that, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's go to a clip we've got of Happy the Clown right now.
In my opinion, this is the funniest joke ever. So we're going to record it for TV. There was this little rabbit running through the woods, and he saw this giraffe rolling, you know, those funny cigarettes, like marijuana. And so the rabbit says, "Hey, giraffe, what are you doing?" And the giraffe says, "Smoking pot. What does it look like to you?" He said, "Well, what about your health? Why don't you run around the woods with me?" And the giraffe says, "You know, you're right." So she threw the pot away. I don't know how giraffes run, like So it's the giraffe and the little rabbit run into the woods. And they run into the bear. No, hombre, shut the front door. The bear had rolled up his fur and he was going to shoot himself up. How do you say it in Spanish? Se iba a chulear. And the rabbit says, Bear, what are you doing? And the bear says, oh, this is unbearable. Hey, dude, laugh. This stuff doesn't get any better, okay? Yes, this is unbearable. And the rabbit says, well, what about your health, bear? Why don't you run around the woods with me and the giraffe? And the bear says, you know, you're right. So he threw the needle away. So I don't know how bears run, so it's the bears. He's running like that with the giraffe and the rabbit, and they run into the elephant, and the elephant had all this little line of white powder, you know what I'm talking about? He was gonna snort it with the trunk. And so the rabbit said, hey, elephant. It was a Mexican rabbit. Elephant. What are you doing? And the elephant said, I'm fixing to snort this stuff with my trunk. He says, well, what about your health? Why don't you run around the woods with me and the bear and the giraffe? And the elephant said, you know, you're right. So he threw all that powder away. So I don't know how elephants run. It's the elephant. This is a good trunk. It's the elephant and the bear and the giraffe. And the rabbit run into the woods, and they run into the tiger. And no, the tiger had this big barrel of Jack Daniel's whiskey. Se le iba a drinkear. So the rabbit says, Tiger, tigre, what are you doing? And the tiger says, I'm fixing to drink some whiskey. What does it look like to you? He says, well, what about your health? Why don't you run around the woods with me and the bear and the elephant and giraffe? And the tiger puts down the barrel and picks up the little rabbit by the throat. And he starts to beat him up. You silly, dumb, stupid rabbit. I hate this rabbit. And the bear and the elephant and the giraffe jumped in the tiger and they says, get off fucking fool. What is your problem? And the tiger says, I hate that little dumb rabbit. Every time he's high on ecstasy, he makes me run around the woods with him. That is my favorite joke.
How do you remember all those detailed words, you know? I mean, I would have screwed it all up when I had to say all the names of all the animals, dude. You
Right.
know what I mean? You have to be like right on top of that, Happy.
You know, that's part of being
Arrímate un poquito más al micro.
it's just like part of being an actor, because
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to do the voice. I'm trying to do the you know, when you emulate how a bear runs.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to do the giraffe.
I know,
You know,
yeah.
and it's called theater art or
It's
something.
theater, yeah.
And so and that's what makes things funny. You know.
You were born in Corpus?
I was born in San Benito. I'm a Valley guy.
San
really.
Benito.
San Benito.
I'm from San Benito.
Yeah.
One of our favorite artists, Charlie Crockett, is in San Benito. He is a national guy, man. Pero what year were you born there in San Benito? Did you go to San Benito High School?
Oh, no. I was born there, and then, boom. I think there was a big freeze here in the valley.
In
And
1983?
then my dad, yeah, and my dad went to look for work in Corpus, and he found it, and then fandió trabajo.
Ajá.
And then so he brought us all to Corpus, and
¿Y qué hacía tu jefe en Corpus?
carpintero.
¿Todavía vive tu jefe?
No.
No, ya fallecieron.
Yeah.
¿Y tu mamá también?
My mom's still alive, pero.
¿Ahí vive contigo? ¿Tú vives con ella o cómo está todo?
Yeah, I'm a mama's boy.
Well, you know,
Sure.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having your mom over. You know what I mean? Do you live with your mom? Does your mom live with you, or does she live in Corpus by herself?
She lives in Corpus and she lives by herself.
No quiere nada saber de vivir contigo, nada.
Yeah, she's sick of my jokes, I guess.
That's
You know, one time we were at the mall, and I started screaming.
Sí.
And I said, Mom, there's a kidnapping going on. Mijo, ¿dónde? And I said, there. And I pointed at, there was a little baby on a stroller, but the baby was asleep. See, Mom, kidnapping.
There's a kidnapping.
She slapped me on my back. No hagas eso conmigo otra vez. No, it was not funny, you know, but it's...
Did you drive your parents crazy when you were a kid?
I think so.
Yeah? I mean...
You know, every time you start talking about... No, we're public. I mean, we're on the air, right?
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
Okay, people's gonna find out anyway. No, I gotta tell you this. You've known me for a long time, and for a long time, I felt like I was trapped in a woman's body. Then I was born.
Oh
Hey,
my
you,
God.
you thought I was gonna say something different, right?
Pues yo creía
Ya
que
me
ibas a...
estabas aventando kisses.
Pues,
No,
y que este va todavía a entrar todos los frijoles aquí, la chingada. Va a dejar caer toda la sopa.
I was born a twin. I was the first set of twin boys born in San Benito at the Dolly Vincent Hospital, whatever it was. But the thing is that when the nurse came out with the 2 babies and showed my dad, look, since then I've been rejected because my dad looked at us and he goes, I'll take this one.
¿Es todo?
So he picked my brother instead of me. I was rejected it.
Sí.
¿Sabes? No, mi mamá nunca me daba pecho.
No.
Siempre me daba la espalda.
It's crazy because my mom used to say she found me in a trash can. And I had forgotten about Dolly Vincent Hospital. Damn.
Yeah.
There was a hospital in San Benito. I'd forgot about that.
Wow.
And not only that, but even as a little child, I knew I was very, very bright. In fact, when I was a kid, I was so bright. My dad used to call me son.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was really bright, and people would tell my parents, "You know what? You need to put Japito, put him in the nursery. In the nursery."
No, let him drive the teachers nuts, not us.
But wait a minute. So they did. They when they took me to a nursery, and all I remember, all I remember is I woke up at this nursery. I saw fertilizer, árboles,
Vamos a mover ese árbol para acá, mijito. Te vamos a poner a jalar ya. Eres de San Bene.
They never explained to me they had the wrong nursery.
Yeah.
So they never figured out nursery school or nursery. So
I've always admired the way you use words and the way you concoct these jokes and. One of the very first times I ever saw you was at the Villarreal Convention Center, and there must have been probably 2,500 people. It was packed. We're talking the 90s.
Yeah.
And you said the joke about the pedo. I think you use the word pedo, like Hispanics can use pedo to describe many different things. We recycle words, right?
Right.
And that was one of the funniest things I ever heard, man.
That album sold thousands and thousands of copies because of the pedo.
Yeah.
And it so happened to be that I was setting up for this show one time, and the curtains were closed, and I could hear people on the other side. And hey, compadre, agarraste el pedo anoche, compadre. No, hombre, compadre, me puse bien pedo. Y la vieja me traía puro pedo. And then I'm thinking, wow, he said 3 different words for pedo.
Yeah.
Agarraste el pedo, me puse pedo. And then la vieja me traía puro pedo. And then the guy didn't believe him. No, me puro pedo. So I said, and then I took it off from there, and then it's just incredible. And
you're just a sponge, dude. You absorb everything, and then you create stuff with it.
But my cultura is so great. It's so fantastic. Like
it's unique.
Like the white people, they want to have. This is on the tube, so we can say stuff, right?
I guess
so.
Hazte garras, happy.
The wife can say, or the girlfriend can say to the white guy, honey, want to have sex? And so, and the white guy will say, sure, why don't you go get into something more comfortable? See, that's good.
Yeah.
El mexicano, no? Si viejo, traigo ganas, pues anda, lávatelo. Like, damn, come on. It just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Lávatelo,
Hey.
You don't say that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hay veces
God.
que dicen enjuágatelo.
Ay, that sounds even worse.
O ve aviéntale un wipey, baby.
Go douche with Fabuloso. Anyway, no!
Y le echas un Febreze on the way back.
Fabuloso purple.
That is so mean.
It's how we talk, So.
Oye, pero hay unos que dicen pestoso pero sabroso, happy.
Yikes.
Go to break.
Está bruto ese visual, ¿no? ¿Verdad?
It's sometimes you can't think visuals like that out of your head.
Yeah, son traumatic experiences that tienes
Yeah.
que tener mucho cuidado. You got to drink a lot of tequila to get it out, man. Let me give you a shot, man, porque James Perez from Mattress Firm brought this bottle.
Hey, he's from our hometown, huh?
Yeah, ese Corpitos también.
Yeah.
Y nos trajo esta botella y pues yo ni la he abrido.
That
bro.
is a
Le
beautiful
vamos a hacer-
bottle
ya
there.
sé, bro, se guacha bien demonic. y
And
todo el
it's
pedo.
got leather case on it.
Se
And
te va a salir el diablo ahorita, mijito.
we used to do that when we go hunting. Abríamos una botella de tequila, and somebody would say, ¿Quién saca el diablo? And so
Hey,
that
¿quién le
meant
saca el diablo?
the first one to drink it, right?
Ajá, y pues mira,
Look at that.
Mira.
No mames.
Wow.
No,
mames, es real, ¿no?
it looks like a mamón. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Estos son los mamones que tenía cuando estaba chiquito yo.
Chupones.
Chupones. Yeah.
Okay.
Mamones is something else, bro. God. Thanks for leading me right there,
Okay.
Happy. Thanks for leading me there.
En mi barrio, we said el mamón. Este es el mamón.
Simón. So, te voy a poner un little shot aquí en el chinga. Se te-
Dear.
Oh, careful.
This is some
That's
real
expensive.
great.
That's expensive stuff. So James gave you that bottle?
He came in and said, "This is some great agave, dude. It's awesome."
So those of you who don't know who James is, James, he owns a mattress firm.
That was great. Yeah, James Perez. He was here a few weeks ago. This stuff smells great.
And you're serving it to me on
Dallas Cowboys, papa.
hey, they're going to Super Bowl this year.
Valema que lo creas.
They bought tickets already.
They always get that opportunity stolen from them.
I'm not an alcoholic because I don't go to the meetings.
No.
You know what? After one of my
But
shows,
you do go by your first name, Happy.
I get it. After one of my shows in Vegas, we have like a meet and greet. So I told the limo driver, it's not really a limo driver. Like if you own a big black car, they call it a limo. Okay, so I told the guy, listen, give me about 20 minutes. I'm going to go sign a few autographs and have a drink. And then you can take me back to my hotel. And so, oye, se me pasaron los tequilas así. I went too long. And so when I remembered, I went out, he was gone. Y andaba bien a little mammon.
Yeah.
How do you, is that-
Mammon.
Andaba medio.
No, I don't know how you say
Bien mamón,
mammon. I was doing it in English. I was
trastornado.
mammon. So I climbed in a bus to take me to my hotel, but the bus, it was a Baptist convention bus.
Ooh.
So I wobbled my way through the bus and I sat down. And this lady looked at me and she says, "You're going straight to hell." So I looked at her and I go, "Oh shit, I'm on the wrong bus." Salud.
Salud.
Yeah. So, ¿fuiste a la escuela ahí en Corpus o qué?
Yeah.
Elementary, high school.
Elementary, high school. and,
¿Qué high school graduaste allá?
well, I was at Carroll.
¿Y qué es
and
eso?
then-
¿Buccaneers o no? ¿Cómo?
No, esos los Buccaneers on Miller.
¿Y
Wala.
qué es Carroll? ¿Qué es Carroll?
Carroll is the Tigers,
Órale.
but it was in the south side, the white side.
Okay.
So, but you know, Corpitos, we were talking about it.
Sí.
So they built Moody High School to send the Mexicanos to put them on their side of the track.
Ándale.
So yeah, but Moody ball. First year we opened up, we were state championship track.
Sí.
You know what? We were the Moody Trojans. That's how bad we were. We were so badass. They named condoms after us.
Sí, Moody
Trojans.
Trojans.
Yes,
órale.
Muy
Yo estoy bien tapado yo de madre. Deja tú, acá en el Valle tenemos soccer teams que van para state champions, carnal. El soccer está pesado acá.
Sí.
Allá era track ustedes, ¿eh?
Track and then in baseball.
¿Y estabas
Oh, yeah.
en sports tú cuando estabas jugando?
I in track.
En track.
In track.
Oh, decías la
Yeah.
corrida y todo.
De los policías, digo.
Y
You know,
de-
but talking about, when I said I took a bus because I missed but
You were on the wrong bus.
one time I had too much to drink. I really, seriously, I did take a bus home. I've never driven a bus.
Yeah, especially under the influence. ¿Cómo se prueba la tequila de?
This is some great stuff. Like,
Yeah.
show
Padre,
the audience that.
Padre.
Padre.
Y es
Oh.
leather, mira, leather.
Look at that. Padre is something
Did
super.
James- Yeah.
¿Qué dice super or no?
Pues chinga, I gotta keep putting super premium, dice. Tequila reposale or something.
Notice how you.
100% agave, dude.
Oh my
It's
God.
100% agave.
I noticed that you're having a hard time to read it. Did you know that my grandmother doesn't need glasses anymore?
¿Por qué? ¿Cómo?
She drinks straight from the bottle.
Dude, I freak out with like you have those one-liners is amazing. You can stand on a stage for like 2 hours with just one-liners, dude.
Yes, sir. People are watching me right now.
Yeah.
Could I ask them a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, have you ever seen me in the movies? I go there all the time.
Well, not lately.
Maybe I went to get popcorn and no, they didn't see me.
Todavía venden burritos en el theater, ¿no?
Oh, okay.
Me acuerdo
Burritos.
cuando vendían burritos en los theaters de las mom and pop.
At the drive-in, they sell
En el
burritos.
drive-in estaba
Oh,
bruto.
yeah.
Y también como el Ritz Theater ahí en Corpitos. Did you ever perform at the Ritz
Oh
Theater?
yes, many times.
That was a great place,
That's a
bro.
beautiful place.
It's classic.
Do you know that one time I was at a movie theater? I shouldn't say this because you never know. Maybe some agents could be listening, FBI's or whatever, or
Well, todos están, hey, they're listening, Dad. Surveillance, ya madre.
Do you know that one
We
time
live in a surveillance state.
I was in the movie theater and I tried to sniff coke
Oh, yeah?
in the movie theater.
Sí.
Man, the ice cubes got stuck in
No,
my
hombre,
nose.
cállate. It's
So,
bad.
never sniffed coke porque se te tore el tole en la coca.
Sí.
All those ice cubes.
Ajá.
Yeah. And if I even tried to sniff Dr. Pepper. You can't do that.
Sí, no, y de ahí después te puedes sacar los mocos en la mañana, los pones en un mirror en el windowsill, se hacen dry up y están brutos para hacer un little shake y todo, ¿me entiendes?
Boys, you're worser than me. You're worser than me to talking. Se hacen dry up.
Y se hacen dry up.
That's one thing I like about here in the valley. One time I was doing a show in, bueno, I don't want to mention it, but it says the jewel in Spanish.
Yeah.
La Joya. Anyway, so I was setting up a show there when this guy saw me putting all my equipment. He goes, "Hey, vato, ¿vas a hacer record el show?
Yeah.
Lo vas a-
It's called code switching.
¿Lo vas a hacer record?"
Yeah, it's called. They interviewed me. The AP, Associated Press, came down back in 1993 and interviewed me about that phenomenon that was going on here in our region, South Texas and the coastal bend, which was code switching. People, speaking English and Spanish due to the fact that our parents spoke Spanish and English, but our grandparents spoke nothing but Spanish, and we had to find a way to communicate with our grandparents. So we were turning those English words into, Spanish words and Spanish words into English words and stuff like that. So
That's what's been very funny with my comedy because I was saying, oye, yo estaba tinkeando. Tinkeando.
Yeah.
Pensando,
you
tinkeando.
you put ando or
Yeah.
at the end of a
and it works. It works. I mean,
Los
it's funny.
entienden? Los entienden?
One college professor once told me, he said, when you communicate and if the other person can understand you and you communicate back with you, that means it's a language. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't know, like Texas. When this was Mexico, when the Indians, when the Mexicanos ran into the native Indians, I'm not talking about the Mexican Indians, the natives there. The native Indians here in Texas said, Teja, Teja. And so el mexicano dijo, pues ¿qué dicen? Now this is not comedy, because I've done a lot of lectures for schools, and so
yeah, I remember
practice.
seeing you do like the presentations at school.
So
yeah.
this is one of the topics I talk to kids. So los mexicanos que vivían aquí dicen, oh, ¿qué dijo ese indio? Pues que Texas, porque decían los indios Teja, which means friendly. And so then during the Mexican Texas war, pues the Mexicanos, they said, Texas. Mm-hmm. And the gringos was on the horses. And then they were trying to communicate to the gringos, Texas. And the gringos said, what is he saying? Texas? So that's how we got the word Texas.
Orale.
So it comes from the word Teja, which means friendly. And Texas is friendly. Mm-hmm. So Teja went to Texas to Texas.
Wow.
And people say, Happy, how do words change like that? Hey, you don't have to go so far. North of Corpus, there's a city.
Arrímate más el micrófono.
North of Corpus, there's a city named Refugio.
Sí.
Y los gringos call it Refugio.
Refugio.
It's Refugio. They call it Refugio. They should call it Refugio. Say it. It's a refuge. They know how to say refuge,
Yeah.
but they call it Refugio.
Uh-huh.
You know that Houston should be pronounced Houston? Because House spells house. So Houston should spell Houston.
Oh.
Houston is like Howard Hughes, Hugh, but
Yeah.
they wanted to say Houston, so we have to settle for that.
Pues es como Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean.
Well, those are Indian words, Indian names.
Oh, órale, está bueno, chinga. Pues chinga, babe, necesitan un teacher ahí en la escuela,
Teacher,
porque
un
ya tú
teacher,
sabes
a
todo
teacher.
Texas history, a madre, ¿no?
I love teachers.
¿Fuiste a college también o no?
Sí, claro.
what
I love
college did you
teachers
go
because
to?
teachers, you know what I love about teachers?
What do you love
They
about?
they make you do it right. They do it over and over until you get it right.
Why do you think I married one, man?
You're a teacher.
Yes, Yes, I am. I am.
¿Dónde teacheas? Sí,
I
teacheas.
teach
Yeah, yeah.
I teach with Edinburgh School District. This is my 15th year teaching 4th grade.
15.
15,
Wow.
yes.
You know,
yes.
my wife's a teacher also, but I commend you guys because
Oh, yeah.
this year has been horribly hard for you guys.
Super difficult
And
and
then,
challenging.
and I know that the TOS test,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, the
Star.
the
The
STAR
Star
test.
test, yeah.
You know why I said TOS? Because
I took the TOS test.
I remember when I took the TOS test and I said, Mom, I'm going to bed early because I'm going to take the TOS test, Mommy. I'm going to bed early. And my mom said, ay, mijo, they named the test after you. Really, Mom, why? Porque TOS, pendejo.
Child
Sí,
abuse.
sí, búrlate, miss.
Chinga.
And there's another thing that I like about kids here that we always call our teacher Miss. Miss. And the girls used to call me here when I've been done so many thousands of schools here in the valley. Oiga, sir, orale, sir. Oiga, sir. Nombre, sir.
yeah.
Nombre, sir.
Hey.
But Miss. And so my mom used to ask me, ¿Cómo se llama tu maestra? Miss. What's her last name? Miss Teacher. Papito.
So true.
What's her first name? Pues la Miss. And you know what? Back in Corpus, we had like white teacher. Right now, I'm so glad to see a Latina teacher.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad to see Latina principals, Latina superintendents. That's how powerful it is.
Yes.
Woman power. But when I was a kid, our teachers were white. And then we'd get back from spring break and the teachers would say, did y'all have a wonderful time? Did y'all go to Cancun?
Hey.
La neta, Cancun. No, miss, we went to San Juan. You know,
Yeah, San Juan, Texas.
to make a promesa so my dad gets a job. You
Yeah.
know, you know that kind of stuff.
See?
Even a teacher would ask, did y'all have a wonderful breakfast? What did you eat? Fruit Loops? And that shocked me. Like, no, miss. And I was always the head of the class. I would speak for everybody. No, miss. Oh, did you have you didn't have Fruit Loops? Did you have a Lego Eggo? And look at my friends. ¿Qué es eso, güey? Lego Eggo. What did you eat? Atole? And she would go, oh my God, what is atole? What is atole? And I didn't know how to say it. Atole de avena. Oh my God, what is that? So I translated it. It's oatmeal of vein. You know, atole de avena. Oatmeal de avena. I didn't know, but
Yeah.
and I've always said, and I told teachers, you have to know who they are before you can teach us. Know where I come from, know who I am, know my value
Research.
before you can teach me. Don't ask me if I have a wonderful time in Cancun, por favor.
Pero estabas pesado en la escuela, ¿tú, Happy, o no?
No, I was pure flaco, estaba bien flaco.
Ah, sí, estabas flaca. No me entiende. Yo creo que allá en Corpus pasado quiere decir que he's heavy.
No, yeah. And
yeah.
you know, here's one thing that Miss T-shirt. This is one of the when I go to a school, I've done school shows and where this kid was acting up, and I had to, hey, listen, can you move this kid? And so after the show, after the school program, the teachers would come up to me and they look at this. Oh, ese niño está tremendo.
Hijo de su.
You know, but see that, and I said, you can't use that word on him. Because they were trying to tell me he's horrible. Pero have you noticed? In Spanish, está tremendo. He's not tremendous. He's a little shit.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, he's not tremendous. But we use the word tremendo.
Pues yo estaba tremendo para ser tremendo.
Yeah.
That was so bad they used that word twice on me, man. Yeah, because I was like, I had a lot of trouble in school, dude. I couldn't pay attention. You know, I had a lot of, I was making people laugh. As a matter of fact, we ran into a teacher of mine that was the driver's ed teacher at the Memorial Day thing one time, right?
Yeah.
And he tells my wife, he would make me mad, but I couldn't stay mad at him.
Yeah.
Because I'd make him laugh, you know, and that's just, you know, and I mean, comedians are a very unique people. I mean, and growing up in school, it's like we're different. I mean, you all are comedians are different than others.
And not only that, and earlier you introduced me as Happy the Clown.
Yeah.
I don't mind it because 8 world titles. I'm on the congressional record for being a great clown. There's more money in stand-up comedy, but what I was saying is like, but I knew that was my calling when I was a kid in school. To make laugh, to make
Did
people
you
laugh.
ever do any stand-up when you were in school?
Oh yeah,
Like at a.
I did. In high school, I did the Gettysburg Address.
Okay.
This girl was trying to run for office, and I did the Gettysburg Address, but 4 score instead of 4 score. She was back in like 17. 1 score and 7 years ago, a beautiful girl, and then I did that, I put comedy to it.
Yeah.
And then we did a play about Batman, and it was called Clavo con Batman. Back, remember, Ponte Clavo means
Sí.
be careful. I have no idea. I've done the research where clavo comes from. Ponte Clavo. Or even a trout.
Pues
Why-
es algo de aquella, ¿cómo se llama? Tintán. Y esos guys salían con palabras bien locas.
O
Así.
Ponte Trucha, it's a trout. But I have a that comedy you saw at the beginning of the show. I think that was I don't know, maybe my 3rd or 4th album. But my very first 2 albums, La Viejona and El Pachuco Dude. Do you know that
Pachuco Dude was awesome, bro.
Do you know that those 2 albums they teach him in El Paso at the university? And then there's another professor that told me I ran into him at a national convention. He says, "We're teaching your cultura."
That's
And
awesome.
Isn't that incredible?
It's great.
It's how we talk.
Yeah.
It's what and los entendemos.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's,
I mean, Happy, you don't understand. You're iconic, dude. To me, I mean.
well, thank you.
I mean, I've seen you perform, and you've always kept the culture, relevant in your performances, and you've performed in front of diverse audiences, and they all freaking laugh. And I saw you evolve. And the reason I said Happy the Clown is because that's what they had promoted you as the very first time I ever saw you.
Yeah.
And it just stuck to me. That's how much of an impact that performance had on me that I never forgot the name, And I still use it by mistake today. But I can understand where you're Happy the Entertainer now, because I've seen the last time we performed together at Far Event Center, the evolution of I was expecting to see something similar to what I had seen in the 90s, and it was totally different. You came out with costumes. You were playing a mad harmonica, which I was blown away because I love that instrument, and the way you just play it is incredible.
People don't know that I was a musician first before I became a comedian.
Well, people don't know because
I played violin.
Yeah.
In fact, I was all district y todo. And at one point, I even played. I played a small part in a position during a concert for the Corpus Christi Symphony. So, but music is my first love.
Yeah.
And then magic, and then art.
It's all entertainment.
And then my kids.
It's entertainment. It's art.
It is.
You had to juggle all those different types of disciplines because you couldn't just juggle one. It was too boring for you, man. But you had to do it all.
But you know what? I find out that here lately that as I get older, I'm thinking, had I stuck to one thing, because I play guitar, and then I play violin and I play keyboard. But I said, had I stuck to one thing and just master it like I mastered comedy, or I said, man, had I mastered my artwork, because I paint a lot, but I can't. I'd have to do everything. Now I mastered gardening. I'm mastering
just love
cooking.
where you're at today and what you do and what you've been given. God-given talent, bro. That's what you got.
But life's been good to me. You know that. And when you say diverse audience, one of the best diverse audience anyone could have is work Las Vegas.
And you're there.
And working Las Vegas, you're working with. I get phone calls from people that say, "You do the one, but would you do the Vegas show?" And I said, he said, "Did I do Vegas?" Yeah. Yes, sir, that was me. What joke do? What'd you say? What joke do? I did a lot of jokes. Do one the computer. Do the one the computer. And I said, yes, that was me. Oh, God, I want to hire you. Then they hire me. The Dell computer. I did a Dell computer joke because if you have a Dell computer, have you ever tried to key in? It says you try to need help and it's
Está bien floppy el disc.
God, no, just to go help for Dell. If you're standing up, please dial 1. If you're sitting down, dial 2. If you're, are you still on the line? Dial 3. Did you purchase a computer? Did you pay cash? Did you pay credit card? Press 2. Did you steal it from school? Press 3. You know, all that. You go on and on and on and on.
Acabas con el automation, chica. Y de ahí dice, le puchas un botón, please hold.
Yeah.
Y estás ahí por 20 minutos, chica.
40 minutes. And finally, after waiting, you get a voice. No, man, are you serious? May I did you? I was calling Dell Computer in Round Rock in Austin, Texas. Like, what do you mean, did you? Yeah. And says,
It's globalism.
And then I
carnal.
said, Madre, I'm not hanging up. I can't get my computer started. Turn it on. Como chica did turn it on? Of course I turned it on. And then he says, what is it? And then I just hung up. Then my secretary looked at me. What did you say? So, you know, but that comedy was so great that the Indian called me.
Así hablaba yo cuando poreaba por 3 días, carnal, on the third day.
Sí.
Con AC Cruz. No, hombre, así estamos hablando yo él.
You know, I gotta give AC Cruz credit because I was doing a show with Ramon Ayala in San Benito, Texas, and I was warming up the audience.
Hometown.
And AC Cruz was, because he was with that radio station back then.
¿Qué pasa, 99?
Yeah. And so he saw the show and he said, oh, God, I got to bring you here. And I remember like 3 weeks earlier, James, you got to hear this story. 3 weeks earlier, I was at the Villa Real.
I was there.
And no. 3 years, 3 months earlier before AC brought me to the Valley. He said, I went to see Rocío Dúrcal, you know, beautiful
Amor
angel.
eterno.
Amor eterno. So, y había cola grande. And I said, she's such a star. And I would look around the parking lot. Look at her. She's here. And then when AC Cruz, not that he discovered me, but he brought me to the Valley. And then he put me on the radio. And before you know it, we're doing a show at La Villa Real.
Sold out.
The same crowd, a line like Rocío Dúrcal. And I'm going to take that to my grave. I will never forget that feeling.
What a feeling, man.
How I felt about her. Then within a month or two, they were doing it with me at the Villarreal. And
what a milestone, man.
Yeah, this is just, but you know what? And I tell anybody.
Thank you to AC Cruz who did that.
Yeah.
I mean, he saw the talent. He knew you were going to pack the place in. And you, it was by yourself. I mean, you went and you did like one set, took a break, came back, people stuck around. You did like 3 sets with breaks, dude.
You remember.
Yes, dude. This was like, I'm telling you, you had an impact. That's how impressed I was with your one-liner jokes and your delivery, because that stuff, like, you know, I love watching that stuff and analyzing it. And like I said, to see where you're at now with your performances is like freaking steroids on it now, man. I mean,
I remember you
worked your craft beautifully.
Thank you. You'd see the empty Villarreal with beer cans. Aquel, ¿cómo se llama?
And man, I should have had a percentage of the beer sales.
What's his name? The owner there. He was so
Nano
happy.
Ramirez.
Nano Ramirez. He was so happy. In fact, Nano was the one that brought us together when we did that show here in
at Far Event Center. It was me, you, and Raymond Horta.
Yes.
And it was a packed house, and you tore the house down, man.
And then I remember I was doing something, and then I went to listen to Raymond. And I went up to Raymond. I said, listen, I want to be my opening act for a while. And then I took him on the road with me. And so that, you know what? Los Latinos, we are networking. We're helping one another just like the white man's been doing forever. We network.
Yeah.
And
but in the Hispanic culture, you do have sometimes the envy that you don't want to help each other out. You don't want to lose your spot by offering it or making it available to somebody else. You don't want to give anybody a heads up about anywhere because they might end up being better than you. And it's just the insecurity of oneself's talent or, you know, confidence in being able to compete with those people as well. Yeah. Don't ever fear competition. I mean, it's always great for everybody.
It's like, it's true. It happens to us in show business,
yes,
and comedians. But like George Lopez, I introduced George Lopez to the Valley. In fact, I still have the recording when he says, gee, well, I was happy. Muchas gracias. Gracias for bringing me to the Valley. That was before he got on TV. That was before I was even on national TV. I was on the Kid Loco show.
Yeah.
But see him, Carlos Mencia, you know, they don't care. You're good. You're not me. It's just like me. I don't care who does what. When I get on that microphone, it's up to you to find out who's good. And no one's better than anybody. We're all different. We all had a different life experience.
But we all had that break from somebody else in order to be able to reach an audience and create where we're at, you know.
But to have a comedian, a Latino, come to the Valley and goes, hey, well, if you liked Happy, you're going to love me. You know, there's no need for none of that. You know, but
¿Y quién dijo ese jale?
No puedo decirte.
¿Por qué no?
What I'm trying to say is, like, that doesn't work like that. You know who my mentor was, and then I got to work with him. I used to listen to his albums all the time. Is Bill Cosby, and when I was his opening act and opening for him, we had dinner together, and he was talking to me. And he says, he listened to me. In fact, he gave me permission. He gave me permission to use all his albums in Spanish, and he's got wonderful albums. He says, "Why don't you do my comedy in Spanish?" So of course he gets the credit for that writing, but can you imagine to do Noah?
You translate it in your own style, Spanish, yeah.
But anyway, and every time I tell people that I work with Bill Cosby, of course they ask me, "Hey, did you?" I don't want to talk about that. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about what he did. All I remember is one day maybe I woke up a little sore. No, not the But wonderful man. He taught me. He says, "Build a story. Do stories," and then that's what he does. He was one of the best funny comedic storytellers.
Yeah.
But if you were to ask me who is the number one comedian of all time, I have to tell you it's Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He was amazing.
See,
I mean, his character acting and
everything, yeah,
and his way of delivering comedy and being so natural on stage and segueing into different areas of his comedy. He's definitely one of the greatest.
He is,
and it's interesting because. When you were saying you were doing Bill Cosby and you were doing some of his stuff in your language,
he gave me that permission.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you. It's like taboo to use somebody else's joke for that comedy,
right? But I
don't see why. I mean, there's musicians that play other bands' songs,
right? But no, I don't.
Somebody might deliver the joke better than the other. I mean,
But in this case, it was not so much like I don't like. One time somebody was watching George Lopez's show on HBO. And they called me, "Hey, we're watching George Lopez. He's using your jokes." I said, "Don't worry about it. There's more where that came from."
Yeah.
No, I don't like to use. I am. You know what? There's so much here that comes out of me that I don't have to use somebody else's joke. But the reason why I use Bill Cosby I haven't recorded his stuff, but. He said, "Use my stuff because his stuff is classic."
Yeah.
But what he was telling,
and you're reaching a whole other audience.
But
with
what
it.
he was telling me, translate it to your people. Translate it to your people. Just like Sandra Bullock was so smart. She knew there was a Latino audience there. So she told George Lopez, "Do it."
I'll finance it. I'll
finance it. That's how he got his show.
Yeah.
And how did she discover George Lopez? Because George Lopez was doing the Que Loco show after I left it.
He was funny back then. I mean,
and people said, "Well, Happy had you not left the Que Loco show, then she would have discovered you." I don't think like that. The moment I left the show, then I went to Vegas.
You can living on ifs in your life.
Can you imagine? If you had a lottery ticket you got from a fortune cookie and they said this is a winning ticket and you forgot to buy the lottery ticket, are you gonna go and check what the winning numbers were? Maybe maybe they would have mentioned no, because what if you had won? You would have been miserable for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
I don't look back at things like that. No, I was scared.
It
was his blessing.
It's a high form of what is it, babe? When they say when somebody copies you.
The sincerest form of flattery.
The sincerest form of flattery. That's what it is. And I mean, if somebody uses a joke that I've heard somebody else do, I'll laugh. I mean, it's fine with me. But I remember I put something on social media about Mario Salazar and that. Hey, okay, Mario's, and that was a joke. And he called me, "Hey, bro, take that shit off." I mean, he was serious, bro. And I was like, "What? What's wrong?" It's just just take that off, man. Say, "Jale no jala, carnal, que la chinga." Because there was a big old deal with Carlos Mencia that he had plagiarized some comedians.
Oh, Carlos stole a lot of my stuff, but I don't care.
Yeah, and so this guy that does Valuetainment, he's got like a YouTube thing.
Yes,
I forgot his name. He's like an Iranian.
Yes, Valuetainment.
He put Carlos on the spot, and Carlos was there, and there was a big old thing, and I was like, "What's the big deal, dude?"
That guy Valuetainment is powerful.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
Yeah, but I was watching Carlos Mencia, and then the joke that I did, I wrote that joke, where it's when we were kids, we were so poor that we're walking into the store, and my mom says, "No vas a agarrar nada, no estás agarrando nada." We're walking into a Walmart. I said, "Mom, we're not even inside yet." and then when we were walking out, "Don't tell corro, don't tell corro, don't." "Mom, we came in the bus." And she goes, "Ah, sí, me acordé, tu papá me dejó." So he saw it, but then so happens that Carlos happened to be on national TV when he said that joke. And then I go say it publicly,
Things
"Oh,
they think
you
you're
just
good."
got it. You got it from Carlos Mencia." So that joke was thrown out. Forget about it. I will never use it again because then they'll think I stole it from him. But you know what that does? It makes me write more.
And how do you write? Like, do you take a certain time in your day or week to sit down and think of stuff, or does it come up to you?
It comes to me all the time.
And are you writing it on your phone, or are you texting it to yourself? What do you do?
If you were to hear my notes here, like have you noticed that for COVID, people are driving by your house? It's your birthday. We're all going to drive by your house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, notice that's COVID.
Yeah, they have it. And you see the signs outside on the yard and shit.
So
people
now,
drive by.
Now, I wrote this joke. It's just like there's this beautiful girl that I like, so I'm going by her house, driving back and forth, and she comes out. Are you stalking me? Oh no, I just thought it was your birthday.
Yeah.
I'm driving by your house.
Yeah.
I thought it was your birthday. You see, that's COVID, or like I'm thinking, girls, if you don't want to have sex, you say, what do you say? Not tonight. I have a headache. Está bien, okay, but. That's okay, but don't come up with this BS of going, no, honey, social distancing. No mames, social distances. Are you serious? See, so now I'm thinking COVID jokes. I'm thinking I'm there,
And COVID created a lot of, with toilet paper, all this stuff. When people bought all the toilet paper, no llevas toilet paper en el pinche tienda, vato. It was like, what the hell is that? Was like a year ago today. And then I was getting home and there were boxes up this high in the garage. What you buy, babe? Wipes and toilet paper and Clorox. Teníamos todo el Walgreens CVS en el garaje, carnal. Sam's también, bro.
Or the worst thing, they go to HEB and they're out and says, what happened? Oh, we got wiped out. Really? Yeah, right.
Deja tú, if going to La Pulga de Álamo on the corner of a street, there was a yellow, one of those moving trucks open con chingo de toilet paper. Estaban los vatos vendiendo toilet paper ahí en la esquina, carnal.
And
it was like crazy, man. How many jokes can you make out of that?
YouTube, TikTok. You know what the funniest joke that I ever saw with this toilet paper within this past year? Where this guy, they showed the screen. The screen was just, they had the screen set at this little caminito with a barn at the end, and it was a white guy, but all you could hear his voice, and the camera was showing just the barn and a little road. There it was, this crackhead, pothead girl, ugly pothead girl. She come up here and she needed toilet paper. She says, "I'll give you a BJ and Can I say that, blowjob?
Yeah.
I'll give you
you can.
I'll give you a blowjob and a dozen donuts for a roll of toilet paper." It was wrong. And so the camera he's talking, but it's only showing that little caminito and the barn at the end. And then I got scared. She was scary, but then she walked that way, and only his hand comes out into the screen, and he's holding the donut where he bit it.
I remember that. That's a good little. Oh yeah.
I fell off my chair. Like, how creative was that?
And it's all over the internet. Man.
Yes.
You see memes.
Yes.
People are just constantly
funny.
You know what? Happy, in our chat zone, we have chingos of comedians in there, bro.
Yes.
I mean, they're just dando mosca, bro. That's what it's all about. And it's good. Comedy is good. It's good for the spirit. That's why I hate this offensive bullshit, where people are trying to cancel other people, or if you say something that doesn't go with the narrative, oh my God, we need to cancel you, we need to boycott you.
BS,
That's bullshit, man. That shit is screwed over. It has affected has it affected your comedy, bro?
No. Me vale.
Andale.
Me vale. And that's how you should think. And then really, they have no idea what cancel culture is. You know what cancel culture is? When I was a kid and I would take a taquito to school and everybody's eating the cereal and I open up a chorizo and the teacher says, "Oh my God, you brought the chorizo taco. Go outside. The chorizo smells. Take it outside."
Yeah, that's cancel.
Cancel
that smell out of here.
Yeah. Or for Cinco de Mayo, you live on the west side, but you got bused to the white side because they were trying to integrate us. Yeah. And then for Cinco de Mayo, you dressed up in your folklorico and sombrero, and and you need to go home and change. You can't come to school that's canceled. You canceled my culture. Tell me I can eat a taco at school. Yeah. That's cancel culture.
Ahora todos comen tacos, carnal.
See, that's what I'm saying. These things about cancel culture, these people have no idea.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. What you're saying right now about the taco and all that, that's been the past. They want to bring that shit back. I don't want that back.
Yeah.
I don't want that. It's like revisiting what used to happen. Nobody had problems in any school that I know around here anywhere, but I don't know, maybe somewhere up in the north it happens, but around here there's a lot of freedom, and we got to keep that.
The answer to all this is the answer to this, why are we having all this racism and all that? Do you know what it is? You will never go back to the 60s and the 50s when whites were a minority. We are here. We are here to stay. We're educated. We're teachers. We're administrators. We're rock and rolls. We're band players. We play in Vegas. We're here to stay. We'll never go back to the 50s. Why? Because ya estamos aquí.
Yeah.
So we're diluting the white. Yes, we are.
Well, that's fine too. It's all about working together.
That's it.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Pero you might as well get used to it. You might as well get used to it because we're here to stay.
But I think the whole thing is overblown, man.
It is.
The news media overblows it to put everybody in fear and fighting each other. And while we fight each other, they're out there stealing the fucking cookie jar. You know what I mean?
But
we gotta just.
But you're a businessman. You're doing what sells. And they are giving you what they think sells. It's all about money. This is a good story, fine.
But if what I was selling was hurting somebody, I wouldn't do it. Or it was hurting my country, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to do something that's going to, you know what? If I own a corporation and we're going to move in a way where it's going to divide our country or it's going to cause problems or it's going to, I'm not going to do it.
That's what I admired Coca-Cola about doing that when they pulled out from playing one of the, They didn't want to get involved with Georgia in one of their events.
Yeah.
So, but it takes a lot, but not everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, the thing is they're, like Coca-Cola, how many people have gotten diabetes off of drinking all that Coke all day? I mean, not everything is perfect, but we got to be good, work with what we've got, but who knows, man? I just know it affected the comedy to where, some people are getting trashed and canceled, and your comedy's been pretty straightforward. You don't really cuss a lot during your
Fuck yes. I mean, no. I'm doing a show tomorrow, and this dad is so proud of his two kids. They graduated from Texas Tech, and he says, "I want the college show, the R-rated version." And yeah, do it. Be raw. And I said, yeah, grandma's going to be there. Be raw. That's, I give the audience what they want. But on an average, sometimes, when you're doing comedy, if you drop a prop, you can't say, whoops.
Yeah.
You got to go, oh, shit.
There's a time and place for everything. You do a school thing, it's clean.
Oh,
you do a bar like tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be at the Grill on Westgate in Westlaco. You're hitting the stage at 9 o'clock.
Sold out.
It's sold out.
Wow,
I mean,
that is awesome.
and it's 9 o'clock. Your performance.
Yes. And I don't know if I should have left an hour ago to get back to Westlaco. The traffic here. Su madre.
No, pero ahorita te damos el shortcut. Y no, ya para las 8 de la noche, no.
It dies out.
The traffic here is 10 times worse than Austin. And I hate
Austin is bad, bro.
No, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is horribly bad.
Well, we appreciate you coming by. We know you got to head out, man, but you need to come down más calmado, sentar con nosotros.
Yeah. And then go have some cabrera.
I was really intrigued with your childhood, your school years and all that, even though, and the way you mix jokes into the story and all that. I love it, man.
And then I noticed that
you're very, very perceptive and very creative and really quick.
But you know what it's called? It's called you got to... If you've been around as long as I have, you got to reinvent yourself all the time. Like, I have a new album. I was hosting the Tejano Music Awards, and this guy says, your comedy is great, but your music and your voice is even greater. I said, wow.
Which is what you've always wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, not that, yeah.
Music.
So I did it. I recorded this album, se llama Sin Ti, and it's music. In fact, if you have...
is it here?
It's on YouTube. You could go, just go Happy the Entertainer, Sin Ti, and it's my whole album there. And by the way, look, you're not even buying it. You can listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sending you a stream.
But what I'm saying is that when you were mentioning it, I played the harmonica. I've been playing harmonica and then jazz blues with my guitar. And what is it? Because I want to change the show over.
Let's listen to it. This is Happy the Entertainer. That sounds good already, bro.
That song is my arrangement. Sin Ti.
Tejano style.
Yeah.
Asústame one time. Órale. Wow.
Sin ti no podré vivir jamás.
Wow.
It's amazing how you just got into it.
That's awesome, bro.
That is one of the most excellent saxophone players I've ever heard from San Antonio.
Your voice.
Salud.
Chinga, voy a orar, jefe.
Síguele, it gets better. Watch this.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Woo! No hay clemencia en mi dolor. And one of the best entertainers gathered to do that album. Musicians, I mean.
Aquí, at this part right
Here we go.
No más.
Listen to the saxophone.
Órale.
Woo! Awesome. He was playing with Aretha Franklin. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's with Happy now, Daddy.
Look how good it sounds. Watch this. Here's the voice. Watch it. Watch this note. Watch this note. Here we go.
Right here. Wow. I'm blown away. Wow. That's incredible.
The whole album is fantastic.
I
It's
felt
got a lot
that.
of international music in it.
I felt that song, dude. Wow.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Happy, I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to be able to call you a good friend of mine, and I support you in 100% anything
Thank
you do, brother.
And I noticed that, God, I think we kept in touch since the
The 90s?
90s.
Yeah, since that first time
Yeah.
I saw you, and I had to meet you. So
And then we had one thing in common. We were both in radio.
I was just going to talk about that. You were in Corpus Christi Tejano radio as well, morning radio. How
Con
did
Chavito.
you? Yeah. How did you like that? How long did you do that?
God, 12 years.
12 years? And it was KSAB or
Yes.
Yeah. And
Clear
Dan,
Channel.
Was Dan there?
Yes.
How's Dan doing? Está malito, ¿verdad?
Yeah, and he's getting better. He's recovering now. And, you know, we're all praying for him. He's getting better.
Qué padre, el Dan, such a nice guy, man, ¿no? ¿Cómo estuvo trabajando ahí en el radio con Dan? Y también estaba la muchacha, ¿cómo se llama? What was her name?
Barbie.
Barbie, okay.
Yeah. So, but Barbie's gone on to
se casó con el hermano de
Michael Salgado.
con
And
Ernie.
she's working at Channel 3, an ABC affiliate.
No está
doing
con-
great there. She's doing a fantastic job there in the morning.
Todavía está con el programa de Rudy, ¿no? Rudy tienen a-
Treviño. Yeah, they do the Domingo show together. They do a great job together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, so Dan, you know, I mean, he had to change the whole way that he did the radio in the morning. But everybody moves on. You know, that's what I'm saying.
And
Pero-
so did they call you up, or did you one day they say, hey, you want to be part of the show, or did you come in as a guest and then just stuck around? Or
When's that?
When you started working in radio.
Oh no! I was working there even before it was Clear Channel.
Oh, yeah.
I and the owner of the radio station created KSAB. I was it was a Mexicana station, you know. And then we said, hey, we need to go to Tejano and we need to go to FM.
Yeah.
And so Luis Munoz. And then we built it up so big, and then he
Yeah.
built it up so big, and then he turned around and sold it for millions.
Oh,
The Clear Channel.
Going back to this song, are they playing it on Tejano radio, dude? Manu Sarroman should be playing that here.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
he playing it? I'm gonna send it to him, dude. This is amazing. The song is great.
Wait till you hear some of the other
It's got
music on there.
potential to be a hit, dude. And
Yeah. Well, yes, especially some of the music that I did from Juan Gabriel, because Juan Gabriel is, to me, like if you look at Hasta que te conocí.
Hasta que te conocí.
Yeah,
Let's look it up.
But of all that album, my favorite song is Hasta que te conocí.
Órale, pues vamos a ponerla porque a ver qué.
So we'll say goodbye with Hasta que te conocí.
Pobre Happy, no se quiere ir, Happy. Y que se quiere quedar aquí toda la noche.
No, I gotta get going.
Sin ti is just amazing, bro. It blew
Thank
me
you.
away. I'm gonna call Mando Sarromate. Hey, toca la rola de Happy, carnal. ¿Qué onda? Está bruta. Do they play it at KSAB or no?
I know it's all over satellite, that's for sure.
Sí, pues, go to YouTube, stream it, and put him on your playlist so you can hear it every day. Give this man some streams on this music. It's freaking amazing.
Listen to the horns, all the instruments in this song.
Yeah. ¿Dónde lo grabaste? ¿Ahí en Corpus?
See, and the engineer's from Nashville, Tennessee. He used to be a mixer at Nashville.
Órale.
Uno de los más talentos que te enseñaron.
Oye,
I'll say goodbye with this song.
No sabía de tristezas, ni de lágrimas, ni nada que me hicieran llorar. Yo
Wrote by the
sabía
genius
de cariños,
Juan Gabriel.
de ternura, porque a mí desde pequeño eso me enseñó mamá.
Yeah, that's a good song, man.
Wait till you hear what happens.
The keyboards sound great. The whole production está bruto.
Eso y muchas cosas más.
Hasta que
Yo jamás sufrí. Yo jamás lloré. Yo era muy feliz. Yo vivía muy bien.
I even do the guitar here. Watch this.
Yo vivía tan distinto.
I needed something
algo hermoso,
more to it. En fact, le metí la guitarra.
Lleno de felicidad.
Oye, eso.
Pero no de soledad.
Puro Luis Miguel.
That's a Taka mini guitar I was
Pero
using there.
no de soledad.
¿Esa es una de las popular brands o qué?
Soy
No,
muchas
está más vieja esa
cosas
guitarra.
más.
Ay, ay, ay. Aquí, ahí viene.
Yo jamás sufrí. Yo jamás lloré.
Isn't that just
Yo era
beautiful?
muy feliz.
What do you think when you hear yourself, dude?
I feel so good.
It's awesome, bro.
Watch this.
Hasta que te conocí. Y la vida con dolor.
Makes you wanna dance.
No te miento, fui feliz.
Oye, ¿las cantas ahí con playback en el show o no?
I'm gonna do it tonight with the playback.
Órale, es todo. He's going to be performing tonight. The Grill on Westgate in Westlaco. Okay, you exit Westgate in Westlaco and you go north and you're going to go a few miles. Maybe they'll let you in because it's sold out, right? Happy, I appreciate you coming, man.
Thank you very much.
Me da mucho gusto en verte y hablar
Gracias.
contigo. Y gracias a Dios que todavía estás cuidado y todavía estás trabajando y ya vamos a empezar otra vez. And the bookings, and we wish you nothing but the best,
Thank you,
bro.
Watch this. I'm gonna hit it to another level of music. Watch.
Hasta que te conocí.
On the voice. Watch this.
Que dice Happy, te lo cico y deja
No,
de oír la canción.
no, because you know about music.
Árale.
Fui feliz.
But I'm glad to be here with you.
Yeah. Ay,
Aunque con muy poco amor y muy tarde comprendí que no te debía amar, porque ahora pienso en ti.
All that talent, all those musicians, incredible.
My testicles shrink hitting that note, Dad.
You're a musician. I just wanted to show off that to you. That's all. I know.
You got a range, bro.
I know what you do. Thank you.
Pinche range de aquí hasta la luna, carnal.
Pero te encontré.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Happy the Entertainer here.
Thank you.
A special Friday night. We don't do shows on Friday, but this man will be here today. I said we're going to turn these cameras on. We're going to keep working, and we're going to keep bringing you the best in quality programming on the MyPVT network. Hashtag PVT. This Monday, we've got a great show happening. Make sure to join us. On Monday, we've got Country Rollin' Jr. And then on Wednesday with Rock and Chaz, we've got from the band Mayberry, Esteban Rodriguez. He's an amazing singer. I got some amazing videos. And we're going to have Tetera Tuesday, Throwback Thursday. It's going to be awesome. The next weekend we'll be in Abilene. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You all have a beautiful. Salúdenle todos.
Bye.